short hook. What if currency collapses aren't accidents, but deliberate opportunities for hidden power to rise? Most people see financial crashes as chaos, but history tells a different story. Every time money fails, someone insane and unaccountable benefits. Governments panic, banks freeze, and ordinary citizens lose everything. Meanwhile, shadow networks quietly collect wealth and influence. These moments are invisible to most, yet they shape the world economy. The most powerful players aren't the ones who crash, they're the ones who profit. And the truth is, this cycle has repeated for centuries. Today, we uncover how currency collapses shift power into the shadows. Setting the stage to understand this, we must examine the architecture of money. Governments issue currency, central banks control it, and global institutions move it. Behind them lies a hidden layer of actors who thrive on instability, stepping forward only when crises occur. Ancient Rome, Imperial France, and Weimar Germany all followed the same pattern. The official system may appear in control, but collapse always exposes the real power. Black markets, foreign investors, and shadow banking networks wait in the wings. When trust in currency erodes, they move first, seizing opportunities that ordinary citizens cannot. Origin's currency collapse begins subtly. Governments overspend, banks print more money than they can back, and debt accumulates faster than growth. Politicians promise benefits they cannot afford. Initially, these cracks are invisible to the public. Slowly, inflation rises and savings lose value. Meanwhile, insider actors convert cash into real assets, gold, land, and foreign currency, protecting themselves long before the collapse becomes obvious. Ordinary citizens remain unaware until it is too late, and the system is already shifting. Rise as money weakens, prices rise, and purchasing power drops. Investors flee, seeking stability elsewhere, while shadow power begins to accumulate influence. In Rome, generals hoarded silver, while citizens used debased coins. In France, the assignat collapse allowed speculators to buy property cheaply. In Weimar Germany, industrialists used hyperinflation to eliminate debts and acquire factories. The public struggles while insiders grow wealthy. Collapse does not destroy power. It redistributes it to those who prepared. Breaking point: every collapse reaches a tipping point where governments can no longer maintain trust and citizens lose faith. Rome's soldiers refused debased coins, France's merchants rejected paper currency, and Germany's workers demanded wages twice daily. Zimbabwe printed trillion-dollar notes, while Lebanon froze bank accounts overnight. At this moment, shadow power steps fully into the light. Official authority weakens, and control shifts to those positioned to act when trust vanishes. Fallout: ordinary citizens lose savings and access to resources. Businesses fail. Unemployment rises, and governments lose credibility. Banks restrict withdrawals and freeze accounts. Meanwhile, underground economies flourish. Black markets dominate essentials like food and fuel. Foreign investors acquire real assets at discounted prices, while political insiders consolidate wealth and influence. Shadow banks and offshore networks grow stronger. Scarcity becomes leverage, and the collapse quietly shifts power, leaving ordinary people powerless. Money fails, but control survives. Failed fixes governments attempt to stabilize collapsing currencies through new money, currency pegs, price controls, and foreign exchange restrictions. Emergency laws and bailouts are enacted, yet these measures rarely restore trust. Wealth has already moved offshore, and shadow networks continue to operate freely. The underlying system remains intact, structured to reward those prepared for crisis while punishing ordinary citizens. Modern parallels today, over 50 countries face high inflation and global debt exceeds $315 trillion. Shadow banking controls over $67 trillion in hidden assets, and central banks' gold demand is at record highs. 9 out of 10 currencies have lost value against the dollar in the past 2 decades. Digital black markets are replacing cash in failing economies. Private equity is buying distressed national assets. Tech companies experiment with private currencies, and elites move wealth offshore. Foreign actors purchase land and infrastructure in vulnerable nations. The same historical pattern repeats. Currency weakens, trust fades, and shadow power rises, reshaping global financial control in real time. 3 takeaways. Currency collapse is not just an economic event, is a transfer of control. Shadow networks gain while ordinary citizens lose. Those who anticipate crises secure wealth and influence before anyone notices. Crises consistently concentrate power at the top, with public trust being the first casualty. Final warning open thought the next financial crisis may involve multiple currencies failing simultaneously. Who benefits then? Who controls the shadow system? These shifts happen quietly, long before most people realize it. Money does not fail, it redistributes influence to the prepared few. History shows that the same cycle is repeating now. Call to action. If you want more deep dives into hidden financial systems and the truth behind currency collapses, subscribe and turn on notifications. Share this video with someone who still trusts the system blindly. Stay informed and aware, because the next chapter of global finance is already unfolding.